New at 6 o'clock, policing is in the spotlight here in North Carolina and all across the nation as Derek Chauvin's trial continues. But today, a Triad Police Department continued its open conversations about police, race, and the community. WFMY News 2's Grace Holland caught up with High Point's police chief after a tour of the International Civil Rights Center and Museum.
A lot of the things they were talking about in there today, the first time I'd heard them, but it's probably not the first time I should have heard them.
Entering these doors opens larger conversations.
If people are afraid to ask questions, they're going to sit there forever and not know.
Some High Point police leaders visited the International Civil Rights Center and Museum for the first time, including Interim Chief Travis Stroud.
But we wanted to make sure that we took the chance to ensure that we are doing our job the proper way, being aware of the past history and make sure we don't replicate some mistakes.
It comes during the trial for former Minneapolis Police Officer Derek Chauvin, who was charged in the death of George Floyd last summer. Floyd's death sparked protests across the country, including cities like Greensboro and High Point. That conversation about race and policing still continues.
One of our biggest things is we want to be fair and impartial. And I think for us to do that, you need to educate yourself. And that's exactly what the museum did for us today.
International Civil Rights Center and Museum CEO John Swain says that this program and tour has also been given to the Greensboro Police Department and the Winston-Salem Police Department. He's hopeful to do a similar program with Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police soon.
Many of our officers, they have good intent, but a lack of exposure.
Chief Stroud says the next step will be to find ways to implement what they've learned. In Greensboro, Grace Holland, WFMY News 2.